Well, hello everyone, and thanks for joining us for another video. Today, what we are going to do for you, Scooter and I, is we are going to do a lovely fireplace display up in the pink room. So, you'll remember from a couple of weeks ago, I showed you the beautiful candlesticks from Harrods, and we're going to be using them. And I also got some other beautiful pieces that I made Chris go and buy for me. I just made him. And you know, he said to me, they are your Christmas present, you know. Nobody gets a Christmas present this early before Christmas. So I said to him, thank you very much. And when he handed over the goods, I then told him he could go and buy more. So he is. So last week I had my beautiful family from London over to visit, and we went for a murder mystery weekend to the castle up the road, Markery Castle. And we had the most amazing weekend. Lots of fun, lots of food, and as a gift for me hosting them, my beautiful niece brought me my favourite cookies, which we've just had, Scooter and I, a pistachio and clotted cream from Fortnum & Mason, and she also brought me a tin of Fortnum & Mason's Christmas biscuit selection. They are so good, you can hear me salivating from here. So, I'm going to go upstairs now, and we're going to do this mantle display for Christmas. I'm not going to be using any green foliage, fresh foliage. I'm going to be using this lovely garland that Chris bought me and some other beautiful gifts that he bought as well, which I'll just run through with you now. We've got some fabulous birds. I don't know if the camera quite picks up, but this is, I'm saying a bird. This is, I think, some sort of a puffin. But anyway, it's got a big nose. So we've got that. And these are all from that beautiful shop in Muswell Hill, Sally Bourne Interiors. She always does the most exquisite Christmas decorations. And I've also got one in red. Are you waiting for another biscuit, dear? And I also got one in the most beautiful turquoise petrol blue colour. Okay. And then he got me a stunning cross with some little Dermontes in there, which is beautiful. And this one's got the price tag attached to it. So, and actually really not bad, $6.50. So I will hang some beautiful ribbon from that. But my favourite of all is my playing cards. Aren't they just so cute? I think they're absolutely exquisite. So these will help me to do my display on my mantelpiece. I haven't done a display on the pink room mantelpiece for Christmas for you guys, so that's why I chose that one. I will, of course, this year also be doing my beautiful teddy bear display that I did last year with my carousel and everything in the turquoise room, because yet again I have my wonderful niece. I think she enjoyed it so much last year. She's coming back again this year to stay for Christmas. And the beautiful horse, the chess game. So, and then this is also stunning, a beautiful jeweled Christmas tree in metal. I hope you can appreciate the colours of that. Absolutely exquisite. We'll put it up there for you. And the 5 of Hearts, which is lovely. And I got these beautiful paper trees that we make up. So, and they're magnetic. So you open them out and they are magnetic. They clip together once you've teased the cardboard out. You see, like so. Aren't they just amazing? And there's one green and one red. So, without further ado, let's go upstairs and let's get on with this mantelpiece. He's sitting waiting for another biscuit, but he's not getting one. No more bickies. You have to earn them. So, come follow me upstairs. We'll get on with this fireplace, and then come join me in the kitchen where I'm going to be making some delicious Christmas coconut and amaretti macaroons. Just something a little bit different. Okay, so I've cleared the mantelpiece of all the antiques, and now I'm going to get with getting it ready. So I'm going to use my beautiful new garland, which has got all acorns and pine cones, and it's really nice and sparkly. Like I said, I'm not using any green fresh foliage for this fireplace because it's a little bit early and it'll be all over the place by the time Christmas comes. And as I've got guests staying in this room, I don't want to be coming in, disturbing them by freshening up foliage. But you can use a little bit of fresh. I will put some holly when the holly comes, when I go to the woods. If you go down to the woods today, I'm going to get some holly from the woods. So I'm going to use my beautiful candlesticks. And I've just put nice white, off-white cream candles in. And I think I'm going to use them both like this. Okay. I just adore them. I hope you agree. They're beautiful. And the beautiful green Christmas tree. And now we'll get one of our lovely feather frames, and I think we'll just attach him to the edge here. So he's flying away. We'll have this string. Chris took the price off. I hope he wasn't being a Scrooge by taking the price off so I couldn't see. I hope they weren't like $150. No, they weren't. I know they weren't. But anyway, he didn't do a good job of taking the price off, and he's made Nikolai's life very difficult and complicated. But hey, it wouldn't be Chris if he didn't do that, would it? Let's now clip him on. Okay, he's looking lovely. And now for our little horse. And our jeweled Christmas tree right in the center there. I just love these. I think these are so cool. And I think I'll group the two together. So all the Christmas trees are together. We have our fun horn playing rabbit, which you can just balance up in here. And our 5 of spades. So I did the right thing, and I got myself a pair of scissors downstairs. So I'm just going to add another couple of bits to this fireplace because I think it's worthy of. So my lovely timepiece can go here. Everything's double tagged, I don't know. Maybe there was a real price and then there was a fake price on there, Chris. I'm not so sure. I'll put some of this beautiful Harrods ribbon through this little boy. All that requires me now is to light my beautiful candlesticks and to let you all enjoy. And hopefully you like my mantelpiece. And I have to say a very special thank you to Chris for all my beautiful gifts. And a lighter. Okay, you guys, so for these Christmas macaroons, you will need, firstly, to preheat your oven to 160, 325 Fahrenheit or gas Mark III. You will need a baking sheet lined with parchment paper, greaseproof paper. You will need 250 grams of coconut. You will need 397 gram tin of condensed sweetened milk or 14 ounces. You need 100 grams of chocolate, any chocolate of your choice, whether you like it bittersweet, sweet, white, whatever you want. You will need some almonds, some whole almonds, one for the top of each macaroon. You will need some fabulous Desorano for that Italian flavor. Whisk, a spatula, an ice cream scoop, 2 bowls, and you will need an egg separator for the yolk and the white, or if you're an expert and you can do it yourself by the shells, with juggling the shells, then be my guest. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put our coconut into our large bowl. Okay? Then what we're going to do is we're going to add our condensed sweetened milk, and that's going in. These, my friends, are the most amazing Christmas treat and just so easy to make. And I don't know anybody who doesn't love them apart from the said Peggy, because she doesn't like coconut. So she can have a shop-bought biscuit instead. We won't be making any more than this. Okay, and then what you need to do is you need to just mix that all through so that every single shard of that beautiful desiccated coconut or shredded coconut, whatever you can find, is coated in that lovely sweetened condensed milk, and there's no lumps. By that I mean no lumps of coconut stuck together. It's all evenly distributed. Okay, and into that we're going to add our Desorano, and we're also going to add just a little half a teaspoon of salt. So that's going to go in just to contrast out that sweetness. Okay, and then our splash of Desorano. Shall we measure, folks? I suppose we better. We said maybe 1 tablespoon of Desorano, but maybe just a little splash more, after all. So I've put 2 tablespoons of Desorano in there. You do you. Just don't put the whole bottle. Okay. Now we'll give that a little mix. Okay. And hopefully that'll bring out the amazing smell. Okay. So now what we need to do is we need to separate. I've got 3 medium eggs. If you've got 2 large eggs is fine. But I've got 3 medium because I don't know why. The chickens lately, they're just not laying large eggs. And they're not my chickens, they're my friend's chickens. So, crack my egg. Already I've had a disaster, a bit of shell has gone in. And into my egg separator we go. And I basically want the whites of the egg and not the yolk. Okay? So, pop that in there. And then I will pop my yolks in here. And as it happens, the wonderful Carmelo, my Italian workaway at the moment, is going to be making quiche. So the egg yolks will be perfect for that. So they won't go to waste, but they wouldn't go to waste anyway because I would always put them into the freezer and use them in something like a quiche or sweet pastry. Says he. Anyone would think he's an expert chef. But anyway. Okay, there we go. That's 2. And then egg number 3. Okay. And you'll notice that I'm cracking these in separately so that I know that the yolk is not spoiled whilst doing so. It doesn't want to come off. Okay, we don't want any yolk in that egg white because we want to whisk those egg whites till they're nice and fluffy. Okay, and that's exactly the next job we're going to do. So we're going to swap over the coconut and we're going to get on with whisking these egg whites. And they'll take a few minutes just to get to stiff peaks. And when I get them stiff peaks, I'll show you what I mean by that. Okay, so that's been about 3 minutes whisking and they're all lovely and fluffy and stiff. And I can test by doing that and they don't come out all over my head. So that tells you that they're done. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fold the egg whites into the mix in 2 batches. First one to break down and the second one then to give them the light, fluffy, marshmallowy texture. So, in with the first half. And you want to just literally incorporate them in. You don't want to knock the air out by beating them in. You just want to fold them in. You want to just lighten the mixture. These macaroons have to be lovely and pillowy and soft and cushiony and comforty and gorgeous. And so that's exactly what they're looking like already. So once we've folded in and we've loosened up the mix slightly, we can then fold in the second batch of the egg whites. I hope you're all very impressed with the fact that I'm giving you this delicious recipe that's so easy to do, and your family and your friends will think you're just the best in the world. You'll have people knocking your door down for these macaroons, I can assure you. Okay, now that that's all folded in, actually, I made a mistake. I have a confession to make. I did say 250 grams of coconut. I was reading the wrong grams. It is 450 grams of desiccated coconut. Sorry about that. It will be in the caption below. Ice cream scoop, and you just want to take nice fluffy pillows. You don't want to press down on the ice cream scoop, you just want to fill it up, okay? And you want them to be nice fluffy rounds like that, okay? And you don't need to worry, they shouldn't spread too much, so they should keep their shape. And we're just going to carry on doing these on the tray. Now, traditionally, these would have a cherry on top. You can put a cherry on top. I'm going to put an almond on top, a whole almond, but you can put whatever you like. And the reason why I'm putting the almond is because these are Christmas, Desorano, amaretti macaroons. So, we're nearly at the bottom of the pile. We might get one mini one for Scooter. What do you think, folks? Do you think Scooter deserves one mini one? I suppose I better leave a little bit in the bowl for Carmelo, who's going to be washing up, for him to enjoy. Okay, so now all we need to do to finish off is we just need to get our almond and just place our almond on top. And then, while these are in the oven, these are going to be in the oven for about 20 minutes. Okay, you just want them to take on that lovely golden color with some gnarly little bits of shredded coconut sticking out of the side. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slowly, in 30-second bursts, melt a 100-gram bar of, mine is semi-sweet chocolate, but you do whatever chocolate you fancy. And we won't put the nut on top of Scooter's. We'll just leave his plain. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and a half macaroons. And into the oven they're going. Okay, and they're out of the oven 20 minutes later and they've taken on that beautiful golden color. You don't want to overbake these or you'll dry them out. So pop them onto your cooling rack and then just dip the bottoms of them in your melted chocolate like so. Let the chocolate run off and then down onto the same sheet that you baked them in. Okay, and then we're going to drizzle over some chocolate over the top as well. Okay, I wish you could smell these. They smell absolutely amazing. We won't be dipping Scooter's one in chocolate. He'll be having his plain. He's snoring away there. Okay, so we're going to leave them to set, and I'm not going to drizzle them over the top with chocolate because I've run out of chocolate. So if you want to drizzle them with chocolate over the top, then you need to add a little bit more than 100 grams of chocolate because they've absorbed most of the chocolate. So now for this young man, Scooty, you want to try? How was that? Nice? Oh, he's up, so that means it's nice. Okay, you guys, so the chocolate has set and it's beautifully coated the bottom of the amaretti macaroons. And so now for the taste test. Yes, Scooter, they're very good, but you can't have these ones because they have chocolate. You had yours already. So, my friends, for Christmas, treat your loved ones to some of these beautiful Christmas macaroons with amaretti. Oh, and make sure you give them a lovely cup of tea to wash them down. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell. My mother always said, "Nick and I never talk with your mouth full," and I'm doing exactly that, but it's far too good to leave behind. See you all very soon.